Gunpowder Milkshake on Netflix was enjoyable. I thought it was original. I thought it had a John Wick, Kill Bill type of a vibe mixed with a little bit of Guardians of the Galaxy, you know, that the first one, kind of retro, definitely setting moods with the music. I enjoyed the colorful sets. I enjoyed the plot. It felt original, even though, like I said, it felt like a John Wick or Kill Bill movie. It still felt original. And I hope that makes sense, even though it's not really as far as original per se. There's a lot of movies that probably deal with the same kind of a thing. The one, I mean, come on, most of Jason Statham's movies are these types of movies, right? Where he's just this badass assassin and no one could hurt him, no one could kill him. He just gets a little bit of hurt, but you know he's gonna pull it off some kind of way. And honestly, I'm gonna go in a little bit of a rant, but before I get in a little bit of my rant here, I enjoy, or maybe enjoy is the wrong word, but God, Marvel cast members stick together. In this one, obviously, we had Nebula as the star of the show, but we also had Jim or Ralph Ineson that was in the Guardians of the Galaxy, the second one. Oh, no, the first one, when he's piloting the ship and he goes, oh, we got hit, but it's non-damaging. And that's kind of the only word or the only thing he says in that movie, if I'm not mistaken. And it had a great cast. And, you know, I said about the Marvel cast, but the cast, you had Xerxes Lannister, and then you had the girl, which I was surprised, Ciri from the Witcher series, and she did not even look close. Maybe it was the red hair, but I didn't even know until the end when I saw the name, and I'm like, hey, wait, that looks familiar. And sure enough, it's Ciri, right? And how quick she's growing. But wow, you know, it was a nice cast, but the fight scenes were a little bit bad in the beginning. They definitely got better towards the middle and the end. In the beginning, I was like, you know, some of the fights, especially when she was in that bowling alley, it looked, and I get the guys were like the Three Stooges a little bit, and she even makes a reference to that, like, oh, you sent the Three Stooges after me, and she wasn't scared. They were easily defeatable, and maybe that's why it seemed a little bit stage, if you will. But then towards the middle, all the fight scenes after that were really good. Same thing with the car chases and all that great action. So there was a little bit of that in as far as like the fight choreography and just that first scene in the bowling alley. But other than that, it was great fight scenes. And with that being said, let me go into my rant. And it's not about this movie. This movie, I'm rating it a B-. It was a delight to watch this. My rant is going on everyone shitting on this movie only because it's a female-led movie, and because they mentioned the main evil character. He goes, oh, I'm a feminist, and when he goes on his rant, so everybody's associating this movie with a feminist movie, like girl empowerment, and girls are good, men are bad. But my thing is, just like John Wick, Jason Statham movies, I mean, The Wrath of Man or whatever it was, the one that just came out with him. There are Vin Diesel, right? It's not just because it's women. Guys do this movie. If this was a guy cast or a guy-centric movie, everyone would have enjoyed it. They were like, oh my God, this was off the hook. I love the colors. You know, it had that kind of a feel. But because it's women, all of a sudden, oh, it's non-believable. It's like, oh, it will never happen. It takes me away from the reality. Why? And don't get me wrong, I'm not here to defend any one side of the politics, the political aisle, whether you're a hardcore feminist or hardcore into your manhood or whatnot. As a pure enjoyable movie, it didn't take me out. I completely got engulfed into this world. Honestly, I hope they build off of this and kind of go into their own kind of a Hitman kind of a thing. If you enjoy Lara Croft, if you enjoy Black Widow, and I'm not talking about just the movie that just came out. I'm talking about Black Widow as a character, having the girl from the Matrix. Why would this bother you? This was in that kind of trope where, hey, yeah, there's a library of these assassins that basically look out for each other. Why? It wasn't like politicizing, like, oh, you know, all these men are weak and are incompetent. No, this was a kingpin. Obviously, he had his empire. It just happened that there's women assassins. And there are women assassins in real life. Like, go to Italy, go to other places. Not prevalent, but this didn't seem like they made women like, oh, women are running everything. No, there was literally like a group of 5, and then, or 3 actually, and then Nebula and Cersei Lannister end up joining them, you know, with the little girl. And how anyone is saying, oh my God, this is, you know, they're trying to make men look stupid. Shit, men make men look stupid. So why is it okay for John Wick and Jason Statham or Vin Diesel or The Rock or any kind of these male to make men look stupid, but when it's women making men look like, you know, buffoons or just taking them out? I mean, forget about making them look like buffoons, but just defeating them. What about Rambo, Sylvester Stallone? How he just went on killing, making all these men look inadequate. They can't aim. Was that because, oh yeah, man, they're trying to make Italians look better than other races? No one even thought that. But it's because it's women, all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay. And again, don't get me wrong. If it was done in such an untasteful way where it made it unrealistic or unenjoyable and entertaining, I would be the first one to say, like, yeah, this was crap. You know, I want to think that I give fair and honest opinions, and not because I'm defending the feminist movement or defending the male, you know, movement. It's about just pure enjoyment, and this movie was pure enjoyment. Again, get off your fucking thing. Stop politicizing everything. As far as a chick flick, I didn't see it. I saw this as a pure high action, great storytelling. I enjoyed the writing. Yes, was it perfect? Like I said, there's no movie that's perfect. Yes, it had its plot holes. Yes, some stuff didn't make sense. But so does John Wick. So does all these other. So does the Matrix. So does so many other movies that don't make sense. Yet you guys go and watch freaking Fast and Furious 9 and have no problem, millions and millions of dollars, able defending that freaking clusterfuck of a movie. But this one that was much better, like I said, in the trope of John Wick and Kill Bill, and yet people are shitting on it. And it's not even people like ordinary people. It's these critics and these people on YouTube saying, oh, here's another woke movie. Here's another woke movie. Go woke and go broke. No, this was enjoyable. So if you have, my rant's over, but if you have some time, I think it's close to 2 hours. It's like 1 minute and 50 something minutes, but it's actually like 1 minute and 45 minutes. Great pacing. Great, you know, acting by the women and the men in this one. Yes, the women are the lead and they're front and center in this movie. Get the fuck over it. All right. But anyways, go watch this movie. You'll enjoy this movie. It's funny. It's quirky. The humor's there. They deliver their lines on point. And, you know, for some of you women reviewers, get off. I know you're trying to get them from views and say, oh, I'm going to get views because I'm gonna bash on these women's performance. How can you bash on Nebula's performance but don't bash on John Wick 2? Or how come you don't bash on Jason Statham's performance in Wrath of Man? Huh? Like, why is it just one? Why? And I thought she did a better job. Delivered her lines correctly, the right punchlines. When comedy needed to be, there was there. You know, gold from everyone. Even the little girl was good. But anyways, rant over. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. What did you think about this movie? Good or bad? Did you think it was a feminist movie? Did you think it was too much girl power rah rah? And even if it was, I think it was a better done movie in that feminist women rah rah way, that it didn't diminish either side as far as like, oh, putting men down or putting women up. Like, I don't think it did that, because again, if we're just taking it as pure entertainment, men do that to themselves every freaking movie. So for me to have women do it and just be that Rambo character, that Neo character, that badass character, I have no problem. And again, if you enjoyed Kill Bill, then you'll enjoy this movie. But anyways, those are just my thoughts. I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. And like always, that's a wrap.